for clicking on our thumbnail. Welcome back to a little show that we call
Roll with the Troll.
We call it Roll with the Troll. Hey, I'm here with the voice of reason.
It is me.
She's very reasonable, everybody. She makes a lot of sense. She's going to tell you all about Obi-Wan Kenobi, Season 1, Episode 4, and our spoiler review.
Yeah, because we spoil everything. That's the rule on Roll with the Troll.
By now, they've seen it, though. This has been a while now, so let's get into it.
We're late to the game.
Episode 3 was where we finally got some action. Right?
Yes.
1 and 2 were a lot of build-up.
Yeah.
The first third of the season was just build-up. Think about that. Then episode 3, Obi-Wan's finally, like, fuck it. Pulls his gun, starts shooting, things get violent.
It's a blaster.
Now, here we are in episode 4. Voice of reason, what happens in episode 4?
Well, in episode 4, we see Obi-Wan and Tala rescuing Leia, who's been kidnapped, basically, by Reva, third sister, the Inquisitor.
Why do they call her an Inquisitor?
That's her job.
Just walk around and inquisit? And that's all she does, just ask questions?
Yeah, you just ask questions.
I feel like she does other things.
It's very innocent.
Nah,
We're just questioning, man.
No, she's like when the cops pull me over and like, hey man, I'm just asking questions.
Just asking questions.
We're just I love when they always pull this too. They go, we're just having a conversation here. I'm like, let me you think I forgot that you just pulled me over and that you have a gun and that you put people in cages? Like, we're not having a conversation.
Yes.
I'm here because I have to
There's no such thing.
So that's the Inquisitors to me seem like they do more than just inquisit. I don't think they just ask questions.
They do. It's already been made clear that the Inquisitors don't just question, they murder.
Yeah.
They hunt. You know? They collect, apparently, because in this episode, Obi-Wan discovers what is essentially a Jedi tomb on this base where he's rescuing Leia.
Yeah, that part was lame.
It was not lame.
Yeah,
it was frightening.
No, there was nobody there we knew. I didn't understand what the significance was. Who do we know?
There was the kid. There was a child, a youngling, and we remember him from the prequels when Anakin murdered him.
We know for sure that's the same kid's face?
That is the same kid. I remember that kid.
I was looking for Kit Fisto. I think he's cool.
Might have been.
There are some... the Jedi... Maybe I just couldn't tell, but the Jedi that I'm into, I like Kit Fisto a lot. Just because of his look.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
There was that female Jedi. She looks like she works out, and she has like those big kind of things hanging off her head. I think she's a badass. I didn't see her.
I wondered where you were going to go when you said those big...
Yeah, not what you're thinking. Not with space chicks. You know, not to be racist, but if the woman's from outer space and, you know, weird color skin, that's not hot.
Don't say that to Star Trek.
Well, there were a lot of Jedi from Order 66 that I didn't see here in the tomb. So at first, when he said it's a tomb, I thought, holy shit, something's going to happen. There was nothing of any significance there to me.
There was. It's significant that they're even there, that they have so horrifically preserved the bodies of these Jedi. That's
big deal.
Horrifying.
Kit Fisto.
Oh, come on.
Kit Fisto.
You don't have to listen to me.
Where was...
You should listen to me.
Where was the Jedi Samuel L. Jackson played? What's his name?
Mace Windu.
Yeah, Mace Windu.
He wasn't down there.
No. And look, because he's half good, half bad, right? Isn't he supposed to be part bad?
No, they couldn't save or preserve all of them. They couldn't put all of them.
But that's what I'm saying. What's the point of even having this goddamn thing if we don't even know anybody?
Well, we don't know yet. That's probably a story that would be yet to come. That's something that they can build on. There's probably more to it. They're not just collecting trophies.
I'm going to say what everyone's thinking. I found it distracting. I found it to be horseshit, pulling us away from the main story. Anyway, continue, voice of reason. Okay.
I found it to add layers.
Yeah,
it was adding layers.
It was adding Leia. Now, how come every time we turn around, Leia's being kidnapped by somebody?
She's a very popular girl.
I mean, even into her adulthood, like Leia is constantly being abducted.
This is why she was so laid back when Luke was rescuing her. She's just kind of like lounging there, like la-di-da. This is why.
Yeah,
she's like, been down this road before.
It does make a lot of sense for A New Hope, the way she's like reading a comic book and putting her feet up, smoking a cigarette.
Aren't you a little short to it? She wasn't even impressed that she was being rescued.
I gotta tell you, if I were locked up in a jail cell for more than 15 seconds, I would be chomping at the bit for someone to get me the hell out of there.
I'll remember that.
And instead, she was like, just going crazy.
She didn't
even get up fast.
No, not until he mentioned Obi-Wan, and then he's here. She got all excited.
Yeah, well, of course, because he saved her back then when she was a kid.
Now we know why.
Now we know what's going on here. All right. Yeah. All right. So she had a very, very sweet connection to Obi-Wan.
Yes.
Which started in episode 3, I guess, but now it's intensifying, isn't it?
It really is. Their bond is growing. The whole episode ends with Darth Vader almost kills third sister until she reveals to him that she placed a tracker on their ship as they got away. And then the whole thing ends with Lola, the droid that Leia has, glowing red, an evil red, and that's how we know that Lola is the tracker.
Do you think the name Lola is completely inappropriate for Star Wars?
Lola.
Yeah.
Lola.
When I think of Star Wars, I think of a lot of names. I never think of Lola.
I love it.
It's too weird, Lola. Kind of like in that stupid the Disney trilogy when they named a character Rose. That's too earthly.
Yeah.
Like Han. That sounds like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Luke, okay, earthy and also biblical, but still works for outer space. I get it. I bought that. Leia, same thing.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan, there's a Star Wars name. Perfect. Perfect Star Wars. No, I guess his first name is Ben. That's very Earth.
Well, yeah, I don't know why they came up with Ben, but
I guess there's some of that still. But I don't know. I didn't care for the name Rose Tico. I thought that was terrible.
No.
I didn't care for the character. I didn't care for her story arc.
Nobody did.
I didn't care for the director. I didn't care for any of that. And now we got a Lola. And I feel like that's really weird. I don't like the name Lola.
Yeah, I wish I could remember what the acronym stands for because Leia said it, but I should have written it down, but I didn't.
All right.
But it stands for something, and it's not LOLA. I think it was L0LA or something like that.
Yeah, they were cutesy with it.
Yeah.
How about when Leia started crying? That broke my heart. That little girl is such a damn good actress.
Oh my gosh.
She's incredible.
I've said it before. I'll say it again, though. They knocked it out of the ballpark with her.
I'm going to make a very early prediction, guys. It's the year 2022. All right, that girl's 10, right? Maybe 11 by now. Okay. I think in like 10 years, they do a spin-off movie or TV show or something with her playing Princess Leia in between the films from the original trilogy.
Yeah.
I think they'll just have her play Leia again. And they'll give her some action where, I don't know, she does something probably between episode 4 and episode 5, because that's a 3-year gap between the two. So you could fill her up with all kinds of things. Probably not involve Han or Luke in all that, but just give her some side stories. That's my prediction for 10 years from now.
Yeah, that's fun.
And we'll still be doing this channel 10 years from now. So we can talk about it then. Let's put it on the calendar.
We will revisit this issue.
Yes. I'm not kidding. I don't want this to slip away. I want to really come back to it. And
we're writing it down. We're putting it on the calendar.
Okay. I'm feeling better about myself. So what else do we... when she teared up and started crying.
Yeah, that was so touching.
But then she turned to the third sister. And Leia's like, you know what, bitch? I'm going to take you out. I'm not afraid of shit. I'm 10 years old. You're a grown-ass woman. Watch this. Yep. You know what I mean? She really stood up to her.
Hold my beer.
Yeah, exactly. Leia knows what she's doing. Young Leia's a badass just like older Leia.
Yeah, she is.
Even without the holster.
Really sets the stage for the adult Leia that we are introduced to in episode 4.
That's the coolest thing about the way they've handled her is they must have really made a concerted effort to say, let's really explain why Leia's the way she is when we see her in episode 4.
Yeah.
Let's really explain why she is so like she seems like she's been in combat and prison cells and fucking laser fire her whole life.
Yep.
And now we find out, that's pretty much about right. Like she's grown up around this.
Yes.
So that's really cool the way they explained all this. I really dig that.
Yep.
Is it a little weird though? Are we getting worried that we're screwing up the whole way she calls upon Ben Kenobi in episode 4?
That did occur to me because
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You've served on... We talked about this in another video, but let's get into a little bit more. Yeah. She specifically says...
You served with my father in the Clone Wars.
Yeah. Why wouldn't she just say, hey, remember 8 years ago we became super well bonded and incredibly close and hung
Uncle
out?
Ben.
Yeah. Unless she's going to have like a mind eraser or something at some point. Like, I don't know. Seriously, unless there's something that's going to happen to make her forget. I don't know how this all, because this looks like it's going somewhere big, this whole storyline with her and Obi-Wan. I have a very hard time believing that years from now, she's just going to be like, oh, hey, you served with my dad. You know, like that's ancient history now, but you just did this. Anyways, what else happens in this episode?
So after Leia turns on Reva and kind of gets, stubborn and, says, I'm not telling you anything or something like that, Reva takes this child, or has the stormtroopers take her, and prepares to torture this child. She's torturing a child, has her like strapped into some machine, and I don't know what this machine was going to do, but it looked like it was going to like drill into her eyeballs or something. I don't know. And then that was stopped by Tala, because Leia is actually screaming, and that might be the first time that we see her be really insecure, vulnerable, scared.
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan hears her screaming and is racing towards her and asks Tala for a distraction, and Tala is able to stop the whole thing and interrupt it, and kind of distract Reva away so that Obi-Wan can get in there, destroy the stormtroopers that are in there, and rescue Leia.
It's a damn good thing Tala came along, because she is the only thing keeping these two alive.
Yeah.
It's kind of a recurring story now already. We're like, okay, fate is closing in. You guys are done. Close your eyes. Say goodbye. Oh, here comes Tala. Yep. Tala comes swooping in like Superman every time.
Yes, every time.
Yeah, thank God for her.
Yeah.
All right, so that's good. Wow. Well, this is cool. This was a great episode, right?
It was. Yeah, I loved it.
This was probably my favorite one so far.
Yeah.
It was the most emotional. God, that little girl playing Leia is just so good.
Yes.
And they really nailed it. That is awesome that she's that good.
Mm-hmm.
And I really do. I love Obi-Wan, that he stays so, you never forget how tortured he is over everything that's happened.
Ewan McGregor just portrays that so amazingly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And after Vader scared the fuck out of him in the last episode, he just looks like he's been through hell.
Yeah.
This is a really good episode. Anyway, guys, let us know in the comments what were your favorite moments from this episode, or what you think of the show.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not proud to say that I'm really, really enjoying this Disney Plus show about Star Wars prequel era kind of storytelling, but the truth is, it's awesome.
It really is.
What can I say? And I love the fact that, once again, they never go into the traditional score. They never have action that's celebrated. It's never like, like, you're never like having fun with the action like you are in the original trilogy, or even the prequel trilogy.
Yeah.
This is just solidly dark the whole time.
Yes.
I love that. So it doesn't feel like Star Wars to me. And yet they still got to use Obi-Wan.
Yeah, it does and it doesn't. I feel like they've improved upon, a lot of things in this series. They let go of some of the old mechanisms and whatnot that worked back in the day, but would feel old and tired now. And that's okay to let them go at this point. But this one is so well done. I really feel like Disney does a better job when they're working like within this time frame, because they have a set landing point. When they were doing the
terrible trilogy,
where they could just make everything up because they had no landing point. It was awful.
That's a really good point, because they do have, we know they can't kill off Leia.
Yeah.
They can't kill off Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
They can't kill off Darth Vader. Everybody has to survive for later.
Yeah.
And so that kind of keeps them in check. That's kind of like their voice of reason. You know what I mean? That's sort of like whenever they want to go off the rails, like Rian Johnson, like, I got an idea.
Yeah.
How about we make all the guys look like dumb fucks, and all the women be super powered with goofy hair, and Leia can fly through space. And it's like there's no one there to reel them in and go, guys, this sounds like dog shit. What are you doing? So that's a good point, that this kind of forces them to stay grounded.
Yep.
I'll leave you guys on this note. The fact that, I really enjoy this show so much, and then I see Kathleen Kennedy's name in the credits, I don't believe for 2 seconds that she had a goddamn thing to do with this.
Yeah.
I bet her job as EP was she'd walk in and, she'd kind of bring coffee.
I was going to say, she brings the donuts.
Yeah, and she's like, so what are we doing today, guys? Like, you know what would be really helpful for you?
Get the hell out.
You should run out into the parking lot and hang out in your car for a little bit. Like, they give her some kind of grunt work.
Yeah.
Because as much as she's an executive there, I'm telling you, there's no way that she's touching this. This show is way too good, and she is not anywhere near it.
And
anyway,
hit
guys,
the like button.
Yeah, please subscribe, all that other shit. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Looking forward to another great video.
Bye.